Okay, lab number 59 is an ice melting contest. In this lab, we are going to talk about conduction. Conduction is the process by which energy is transferred directly when materials touch each other. We also have materials that are conductors, and these are materials that allow energy to transfer easily. Examples of good conductors are copper and aluminum. So when we talk about conduction, we are going to, even air has the ability to have conduction. You can't think of air as being nothing. Okay, so air is something. It does have molecules moving around. Those molecules could be warm or cold. So in air, those molecules are moving around and they touch each other and they combine. And when they combine, the hot atom is going to attract to the cool atom and then release. Okay, same thing with many other items that transfer energy from hot to cold. Okay, remember that conduction is a process of transferring from hot to cold. In today's lab, we are going to do an ice melting contest, and what we're going to do is we have to follow some rules. We're going to have to keep the ice in the bag until the end of the contest. You may not put the ice or bag in your mouth. Handle your bags carefully. A broken bag will disqualify you. You have to keep all the water in the plastic bag. Water that spills or leaks will not be measured. And we'll have to remove any ice that's left in our bag before we pour it into our graduated cylinder. Okay, so basically we have a piece of ice in a bag, and we're going to try to find ways to transfer warm energy into the cold ice, which is conduction. So one way you could do it is you could take your hands and you could rub it between your two hands. As I rub my hands on a piece of ice, my hands become cold. The reasons my hand become cold is because I am losing or transferring the thermal energy from my hands into the cold piece of ice. So we're going to do this for a couple minutes. Okay. If I had a partner, I might switch that piece of ice with that person due to my hands cooling down or losing that thermal energy. So the next person next to me has thermal energy build up in their hands, which would help me melt this ice even more. Okay, so at the end of 2 minutes, okay, I have my ice cube and I have my water. Okay, so this is my ice melt. This is my ice that's left over. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my graduated cylinder and I am going to pour the water into the graduated cylinder. Okay. If you remember from the last activity or from a previous activity, the way we read this is through the meniscus, which is the bottom of the bubble. Okay. Now this graduated cylinder is a little bit big for my experiment here, but we could say that it is right around 5 milliliters volume of water that is in my graduated cylinder. Okay, so again, this is conduction, transferring hot to cold.